Hey guys, I'm here today to review the premium e-cigarette brand of personal vaporizers, or electronic cigarettes as they're also known. Now, these are much more expensive than the Volt, more expensive even than Vaper for Life, and on electronic cigarette forum I've seen a little bit of anger and hatred directed towards them because of that price point issue. A lot of people saying they're all KR808D-1. There shouldn't be such a big difference in price. There's no difference. Blah blah blah, and basically dissing out anyone who's got favourable things to say about premium e-cigarettes. I chose to try them because I was impressed by the batteries. They specialise in the custom batteries, so batteries that have like little patterns on them. This one's got snowflakes on it. This one's got sort of like smoke swirls. I'll take some pictures of them so you can really see. And this one's just a plain gold one. But it's a really nice looking product. It has a personal charging case which looks very much like this. But it has a battery inside it that you charge, and then you charge your battery off of that. Only problem is that against the Volt personal charging case, it only carries one battery. It carries one battery and two cartomizers, so you can't just use it as a carry case, because if you run out of battery on one battery, then where you're gonna hold your other one while you're charging that. So they're beautiful. So here's the gold one. It's got an orange LED light on the end. Here's the red swirl battery. It's got a red LED. And here's the blue snowflake one. It's a Christmas theme one, and it's got a blue LED. Now these are actually different than the Volt, in that these and the Vaper for Life are generation 1. Now please someone correct me if I get this wrong, because I am a noob and I will get some things wrong. These are generation 1, whereas the Volt is the generation 2. Now the functional difference that this causes, in my experience using the two different kinds, is that the way I would describe it is that these run hotter, so it tends to bring out a bit more flavour, and there's a lot of sort of snap and crackle that goes on. Oh, these ones won't do it, hang on. I have no idea if you're able to hear that. But when you get a nice fresh cartomizer on it and you're smoking it, there's a lot of, you can tell that the atomizer within the cartomizer, and that's why it's called a cartomizer, is because originally the first electronic cigarettes had a atomizer, and then on top of that you'd fit a cartridge which had the wadding with the flavour in it, and the atomizer heats the wadding with the flavour in it, and then you inhale and you get the vapour. So these seem to run hotter. You can hear snapping and crackling of the liquid as it's obviously rising to a boiling temperature inside the cartomizer before you get the vapour. And it tends to, when you test, so you're using the battery, testing one cartomizer against, between the premium or the Vaper for Life and the Volt, the flavour is a little bit more intense, and you might use one flavour on each and you might get a slightly different tone to the flavour because of that higher heat. A huge advantage that premium has over some of the others as well as just being pretty. So pretty. As well as being pretty, they also, the cartomizers that they sell, the juice in them is superior. It just is. Sorry, it's better. It's better than the Vaper for Life flavors I've tried. It's better than the Volt flavors I've tried. There's obviously someone who's very interested in doing quality control within the company who is testing all of these flavors and making sure that they taste really, really nice, because they do. They also have quite a reasonably wide variety of flavors, and you can also order a choose your own flavor mix pack with 5 different flavors in it to test them out. Downsides: hugely expensive against the Volt or even the Vaper for Life. So you got your 1 color battery, $24.95. Your fancy custom battery, $34.95. Your cartomizers, they are what is it? I think $12.50 a packet, against Volt at the moment is $8.95, and Vaper for Life, most of their cartomizers are $10.50 a packet. So and to get the mixed flavor ones, that's $14.95. Yeah, so they're quite expensive. But like I said, I really do feel that this is the Ferrari of e-cigarettes, or the Rolls Royce, whatever you want to call it. They are high quality, and that is why they charge more, and they have a justification for charging more, because their product is very high quality. I can hear people hating on me right now, because they do seem like a bit of a rip-off when you look at what KR808D-1 you can get from lots of different places, including unbranded models, and they can, the battery could be less than $8 against $24.95 or $34.95, which, yeah, I do think it is a little bit expensive. But no one's holding a gun to your head to buy them. You only have to buy them if you want to. One factor to consider if you are already using a Volt or another Generation 2 type KR, you do need a different charger. The premium charger, obviously they do have that charging case. I think it's a little impractical, but at least they do have one. Their charger is just one of these. It's not, doesn't have the brand on it or anything, but apparently it's a pretty big deal, according to people on ECF who seem to know what they're talking about, because if you put the Generation 1 battery to charge on Generation 2 charger, the Generation 2 charger is designed to put more energy into it, more volts. So what can happen is that when you overcharge batteries, they die faster. Obviously, if you're spending $34 each battery, you really don't want to kill your battery. So you want to use the Generation 1 charger with it, so that it keeps on going. So, in summary, I could live without it. I could just use the Volt. That would be fine. This is a luxury product for me. This is sort of like, you might go down to the local corner shop, they cook you a burger, you're like, this burger is tasty, and you enjoy it. It's there, it's accessible, it's cheap, it does the job, you feel all the benefits of having it. That's the Volt. Premium is more like going to a nice sit-down restaurant where they tuck your chairs in and the food is gourmet. You don't have to have that all the time. Well, I don't anyway. You don't have to have that all the time. It's a special treat. I personally, I don't carry my premium stuff around with me. I leave it at home and I enjoy it in the evenings sometimes. but the flavours really are very good, and I do recommend, even if it is cross compatible with the Volt and with other KR 808D-1, I would recommend giving it a shot, especially if you're new and you haven't found a lot of juice flavours or cartomizer flavours that you really like, because they are really good. The only flavours that I tried that I didn't like weren't because they weren't a good simulation of what they were supposed to be. It's just because I didn't like the flavour. They are really, really high quality. One downside would be that the fruity flavours, or the dessert type flavours, the maximum nicotine strength is 16 milligram. But considering, if you're vaping it, you're just going to be sitting there going, oh my god, this is so good. It's probably better if it's a lower nicotine strength anyway. And like I said, I use them at home, so it's not, like at work where I have to be like, try to get it into me. In summary, great product. I have chosen to pay the price that they are charging for it, even though it is a little steep, and I don't feel ripped off one little bit. So check them out. Okay, see ya, bye.